Sorry about that. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Science. Welcome back, my science students, to Bionicle builds. Today, I'm going to be building 3 Bionicles. But first of all, I'll show off my masks, which I got here, which are these lovely ones. Tower of Tower Karakan in pearl gold, and a 2008 Antrol's mask, which I'll grab these both out of the masks, out of the baggie. Oh shit. I am also using a stand today. I just brought it earlier today. We'll get into the sets in a moment. So here we go. We have this very nice pearl gold Karakan, which only has 4 holes instead of the 6 on the mask. You can actually see the indentations if you look closely. You can see the indentation on the mask there where the extra 2 holes go. And here is the 2008 Antros Jutland mask, which I just dropped. Absolutely love. So that is recent. So the person I want to thank for this is a New Zealand brickling seller called Barnacle Pieces. So we're going to start by building Totahu. So I will talk a bit about what these sets mean for me and how I came into being of getting them. Just put the hand over there. We need a So Totahu I got towards my last year of high school, and he was given. He was a purchase my mother made, who I absolutely have a very, got to be honest, piss poor relationship with, and my mother absolutely loved getting Bionicles for myself and my younger siblings. Mainly because Bionicle was very important. Now, the main reason I love Bionicle is that it incorporates a lot of the Pacifica and Maori things in it. And it teaches other people, you know, words, well, the words of the Maori people. Now, I do understand that a lot of the Maori don't like Bionicle, and I fully understand why. For those of you who do not know, in 2001, a lot of the Bionicle names were not actually good translations, unfortunately, on LEGO's part. That's not LEGO's fault. Well, it actually is. They didn't do enough research into it. So Tohunga, which, by the way, is Maori for village, for priest, was the name of the villages. And the Maori people did not like that, so in 2001 they had a big lawsuit, and the Maori won. In 2000, so this also incorporated in the in-game universe, event known as, I actually like doing it the other way around instead of the instructions way. Event called the Naming Day, which saw the Matoran go from being Matoran to, well, from Tohunga to Matoran. And change a lot of their names. So here we go, we have Tahu, Courageous Tower of Fire, fully built now. So it's really good to have Tahu back. And of course, if you have a look in the instructions, they're like, oh hey, if you get power to Onua and Tahu, you can build them into the big combiner one. So, and then, of course, if you have the canister lids, which I've got a couple lying around, you can get all 6 masks in all these different colours on the sides here. And you can... Ooh, sorry about the camera shutter. Build that. So, that's 2001. We'll put Tahu, we'll put them all on their instructions. Off to the side here. We'll build Tanok next, because we'll save Belt for last. So, 2002, here we go. So, Tanok was a birthday present to me from my dad. He and my mum found him in a second-hand shop, and I absolutely loved him. I was just like, oh, this is so freaking cool! This is like, oh my gosh, woo! And me being me, I took him apart, and I got really upset. I was like, no, I took him apart, I can't rebuild him here. My dad told me, look, calm down, and rebuild him. I was like, but I can't. He's like, no, you can. And my dad basically was like, yeah, you're not getting out of this alive. If you keep complaining, you and I are going to have a bit of a disagreement. We grab the second torso. And eventually I did rebuild him. Cool. It's just an update from Twitter, no, Discord, from a Discord I'm a part of. By the way, just random question, would anybody like me to link my Discord into the videos, you know? It was created to me by a very good friend of mine, who I was really, really happy with. He built the whole Discord for me, because your boy is a bit of a dunder when it comes dunce when it comes to building a Discord server. But yes, so he built it for me. I absolutely love it. Yeah, it was actually a lot of what's this? It's really awesome. So yeah, that's something. Let me know in the comments below if you would like Duncan to share his Discord. Let me know. There we go. Chicken action with the rubber band, which is unfortunately not doing too great. Out for about there, you derp. Now let's talk a little bit about the Bionicles. 2002 was when Bionicle changed up a bit. Because the whole shtick with Pterodax back in old G1 wasn't over yet. Pterodax had managed to free a race of beings known as the Krog, who were the controllers of the Barok, which controlled these little Karana here. That one I don't exactly know which it is. And the way that the Karana functioned was they were basically insects. And so the Barok and the Barok Var, which were smaller versions of the Barok, which carried an extra Karam, set about destroying Matanui. And the Bio and the Toa were summoned to stop them. Now, unfortunately, many of the Toa became infected, most notably Liwa. Or Lua. And as Liwa had been infected before by the Numen Ra, this had a very nasty impact on him. You're probably wondering what? Well, Liwa lost his very childish personality after the events of Bionicle, after the events of 2000. And he became very, very, very more mature and a bit depressed, to be honest. But basically, the Toa went underground in exo armor, defeated the Prague Queens, and by sealing them in protodermis, and basically all was well. Or was it? See, that wasn't the end of the Baroque, as in early 2003, new versions of the Baroque were released, called the Baroque Cowl. The Baroque Cowl were essentially 6 Baroque who were much more powerful than the previous Baroque, who set about capturing the Toa's whole Toa codes and Toa cores, which led them to finding 6 new Nuva-powered masks. I have to get a bit of a bit of a floor polish for that arm. It's a bit loose. Oh well. There we are, the Baroque. Tannock. Now, Tannock, all the Baroque could do one thing. They could roll up into balls. Like so. And that was because in their canisters, when they were released, they were actually marketed as the Bionicle Army Builder, essentially. So there you go. Tannock. Now, if we also look in the instructions, like these good old instructions, you know, they go to show you how they transform. And of course, if you had the other two, Parak and Nuvak, which I will eventually get, you could create one in each again. Because my goal is to eventually get one of every Baroque, and so I can build the combiners out of them. So there you go, that's the beginning of that one. As you can see, here's a little bit of the comic, and on the back here, this shows you all of the different Baroque, and this could connect to your tower. And yeah, so there we are. Tannock. Lastly, we have Belter 2006 Matoran, and my canonical first one. So here you go. Here's the back bit. Yeah, could turn into a bird. We want the side, so let us begin. Now, I have been warned that the feet do crack a bit, which is a shame, but again, it's probably the plastic inequalities of the unfortunately, of the plastic in the feet. One of the worst cases for Bionicle was the lime plastic. That shit just snapped, and I do apologize for the language, but that's basically it. And so let us talk a bit about Belter. Belter was my first set. My mother had come to Christchurch, where I currently live. But before then, we lived in Ashburton, Mount Somers. And she stopped at a place called Toy World. Now, Toy World here in New Zealand is essentially a cross between a store called is a toy that basically is a shop that sells toys. And she'd asked in one of the stores what was a popular toy for boys. And the lady goes out and she comes back shows her Bionicle. More importantly, the 2006 line. So my mother brought 3 of the 3 of the small Matoran. My middle brother got Peruk. My middle brother got Dalu. My younger brother got Peruk. And I got Belter out of the first picks. And I fell in love with it. Just gotta be careful here. And Belter for me was my personal favourite. I absolutely loved him. And I went on adventures with him. Until one day I was fiddling around with him. The joint in the head had cracked and his head had fallen off into a shopping bag. I was like, oh, no biggie, I'll go find it. And when I picked up the shopping bag, I biffed it out the window, and I would never see the head again. And thus I would lose my first ever Bionicle. But I have them again. My siblings would eventually get other versions of the Voinui Matoran, and my youngest brother would get Whenua, the Earth Matoran, but yeah. There we are. So that has been the Bionicle, don't know if I build, of Tawatahu from 2001, Barok Tannock from 2002, and Belter from 2006. I hope you all have enjoyed this Doctor was saying G1 Superior, and I do hope you like the new camera. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!